So there it is, guys. The Raw is done. As we go ahead to prepare for the next week, let's go ahead and confirm it. As let's take a look back at the ratings from the week before when we only got a 2.5 star rating. The fact that Bobby Lashley and Triple H only got a 3.5 star when it stole the show, it's embarrassing. The Divas got a 2.5 star. Umaga and MVP got a 2.5 star. JTG versus Mark Henry got a 2.5 star. And the main event where CM Punk won got a 3 star. Except for the fact the very next week, the tag team match, Chris Masters and Mark Henry would win via countout as they were going after Mark Henry. You had Michelle McCool beating Mickie James and Tori to go over at a 2.5 star. You had a 3.5 star match between Triple H and Randy Orton where they beat and pummeled the hell out of each other. And finally, Triple H was able to win, and, Randy just stayed down. You had a 2.5 between MVP and Umaga, which really does suck. But Umaga lost it, used a chair against MVP, so he got a little bit of a retribution against him. And then our main event was a ladder match, which saw CM Punk twice almost have the title. He had the title in his hand, but he couldn't grab it, and Jeff Hardy won. And Jeff Hardy is the new #1 contender, which was actually not the new #1 contender, but the #1 contender the whole time. It was just called a slow build for those people that thought I fucked it up and that the match was a botch. No, it wasn't. It was to not have match after match after match every week and trying to have a creative way to do it in GM mode. But once again, thanks, baby birds. So Jeff Hardy versus Triple H, MVP versus Umaga. Our rivalries are getting a thumbs up so far as we move on. Last week we cranked up the other people on our roster with popularity. We're going to do popularity. If I'm going to keep things on, I need to crank up some stuff on some of the other superstars. So Randy Orton needs to get pumped up, and then the tag team champions really do. Mark Henry and Chris Masters are so far down there. I think we're going to each give them a day of a trophy date. Come on, Mark Henry. Let's get you some +8. +8, baby. And there we go. All right, now let's get Chris Masters a +8. Chris Masters, he'll put the ladies in the master lock. They'll love it. Oh, come on, Chris. Give me a +8, not a +5. Oh, shit. Well, we got you a +5, so a little bit better. And then let's go ahead and get Randy Orton 1, too, because Randy is on such a big push there after that match against Triple H. She's headed for the moon. There is what we're talking about, a +8. So you take a look at our roster as they slowly start to move up. Randy's at an 84. CM Punk, Jeff Hardy. We're trying to get these guys up. And then eventually we're going to have to get Umaga and MVP up there, too, because we're going to trade one of those guys. Loser leaves the brand. And in order to have a loser leaves the brand, you kind of got to have more popularity so we can get a better trade so we're not just ditching somebody. So let's go ahead and crank up Umaga this time as we head into the next week's Monday Night Raw. +8, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, Umaga, as we're 2 weeks away from the Backlash pay-per-view. So we have roughly 8 days to crank up our superstars to be ready for the pay-per-view and hopefully have our popularity up. So let's go ahead and take a look at WWE.com and see what they have to say about last week's show. The match of the week didn't even go to us. I'm kind of shocked right now. ECW put on a hell of a match with a 3.5 star rating as they continue to gain fans, and we fall. So where are we on the fan support? We're still dropping even more. 2.7 million as ECW, the show that people said you should have done, is in the lead. ECW is cranking this out. Our financials, we need to look at our contracts because we only put people on 5-week contracts. So first of all, let's go ahead and hit the save button just in case I want to be losing anything. There we go. We hit save. And then our Power 25, Triple H is still up top as champion. Jeff Hardy's moved up. Randy Orton's moved up from number 10 to number 4. So you can put on a match against the champion and not even win and move up the ranking. That is just smart. The challenger for his title's at number 7. And then CM Punk fell a couple spots, even though he put on one hell of a match. He's still the IC champion, so he's still up there. As let's look at the Raw top 25. As you see, we have the tag team champions. We have Mark Henry. Do we need to put him in a tag team? How do we put him in tag teams? Can we put him in tag teams? I don't know. Do we have to do it outside of the mode, though? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. So as we move up a week now, we still have yet to see these guys even get their hands on each other, which is kind of by design. So rivalries really need to have 3-star fan reactions, 3 thumbs up, but we're not going to do that. But we do need to look at our contracts. Everybody has gotten 3 weeks, so we're about to take a huge hit money-wise if we don't start re-signing some of these people. So before we crank up their popularity, we've got to start signing some of these people and especially the people that we're going to use going forward. The guys that are going to be a big part of our show, CM Punk, we're going to sign him to a 3-month because I know I'm going to need CM Punk. I know I'm going to need Jeff Hardy. And this right now is burning through most of our money. You can see how expensive a lot of these top superstars are here in the WWE. As I just don't want to have the huge sticker shock, I should say, right after the pay-per-view of not having money to sign these guys. So we're going to have to do some advertising promos to get some money. As Bobby Lashley, I'm not going to worry about, because really Bobby Lashley's doing jack shit right now. But Triple H is our champion. I know he's going to go up in price, so we might as well sign him to more now. JTG, they're our tag team champs, so we got to have them around for a little bit longer. Same thing with Shad. And I think that's going to eat up like all of our money. I think our money is gone for now. We have to kind of pick one of the divas to really sign to an extended contract, because after this diva, actually, I think we might have enough to sign them all to 5 weeks. As you can see, I think that, yeah, we're still good money-wise. So everybody got signed to a contract except MVP. And, yeah, we'll sign MVP too. Oh, wait, was there a remaining balance? Yeah, so we still have $4 million. So we still have a lot of these superstars signed for a long period of time, which is great. We'll extend these out just because I know how long we're going to need these. And once I crank them up to 100 popularity, it's going to be so expensive to retain a lot of these guys. So we're better off signing them for extended periods of time now. Triple H, sign him to 3 months. And then Randy, same thing, five more weeks. So there we go. We've got our championship contracts signed way up there. Our current champions, Triple H, CM Punk, and Mickie James. So, no, Michelle McCool isn't the champion. Mickie James won the first week. The second week, Michelle McCool got her advantage. How many of you were paying attention and actually knew that? I bet a lot of you probably weren't. And then our tag team champions are JTG and Shad. So let's go ahead now and set up our next week, as the show really kind of sucks that we're still dropping fan support. But all right, so let's go ahead and start off our build this week. As you can see, it was going to be Chris Masters in a 2-on-1 match. The GM decided it would be a handicap 1-on-2. So Chris Masters tonight will have to go up against JTG and Shad as they try to get their retribution after what Mark Henry cost them. Chris Masters was still in the ring, got the victory for his team. Match number 2 tonight. After a win last week in the Divas title, they're going at it again. Except this time, there's a little bit more on the line, as the Divas title is actually going to be on the line tonight. As we have the Divas Championship 1-on-1 match. And that will be Michelle McCool taking on Mickie James for that title. She gets the opportunity. We could see a Divas title change hands after last week, just 2 weeks away from Backlash. In rivalry in place of a match, we have... Wait a minute, what? No, we don't want a rivalry in place of a match. We want to go to our main event spot. And our main event tonight will be a tag team match. They went at it last week. Shit went down. Well, you know what? They're trying to get some bragging rights now, as it is going to be an elimination tag team tonight. And all 4 guys are in the ring. All 4 guys can go at it. They can beat the hell out of each other. It is CM Punk teaming up with the man he could have faced, the man he should have faced, Triple H. And by going up with Triple H, oh, he's already there. He's already partnered. I can't even see that. CM Punk, and then it is going to be Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. So a little bit of a mix and match here in our main event, as you guys can see. They're all still involved in some way, shape, or form, so hopefully we don't lose our rivalries. I don't think we would. Promo number 2, though. We're going to have a rivalry attack because we want Triple H to come in and try to get that sneak attack, because that's just the son of a gun he is. Also, tonight, we want an interview, right? Do we want to boost his popularity, man? And a boost to their match rating? That's what's going to happen, because the superstars are going to talk about it. As is Mickie James. Should we have Mickie James, Tori Wilson, one of those two? Should we have them talk about it? Yes, we should. And you know who that's going to be? It is going to be Chris Masters. He's going to tell me, why would you do that? No, you wouldn't do that. I'm kidding. You wouldn't do that. We want to build hype for the upcoming pay-per-view. Do we want to do money? Do we want to do merchandise sponsorship? No. we do want to do that, and we're going to have that be cranked up by Jeff Hardy to talk about what he did last week. That's why we're doing that. And then as well, we have a match tonight. We have another tag team match, and that is going to be the tag team of MVP and Bobby Lashley taking on Umaga. So a lot of tag team heavy action tonight versus him and none other. Did I just say none other Dan? None other Dan? Yes, I said none other Dan. Nobody. That match wouldn't happen. I'm just kidding. I'm screwing with you guys. I am screwing with you guys. It is a rivalry in place of a match tonight. They're getting a break off from each other as MVP will look to take on. Let's find it. MVP is going up against tonight Triple H, right? Is Triple H available? No, he's not. All right, so instead of that matches that we have going on, we're going to have rivalry replacement match between MVP and Umaga, and then Masters and JTG, because we don't think they're necessarily going to fight against each other. But tonight, he's got a contest here, as Mark Henry will face Bobby Lashley. So Bobby Lashley making his return tonight after being gone a week. He will go up against Mark Henry. Mark Henry pissed last week, was getting beat down post-match. And then last but not least, we have the one-on-one, which is actually going to have a diva ringside. Maybe something is going on. Maybe she's coming after him after all. We don't know. Maybe Umaga and they're fighting over the love of her. They really want Tori Wilson, as Tori Wilson had something going on last week. That match happens tonight. As you can see, we've got the Divas title on the line. We have a handicap 1-on-2. We have MVP taking on Umaga and Tori. We have Lashley versus Mark Henry. And then our main event, which is a tornado tag, is CM Punk and Triple H taking on Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. So, huge match here tonight. Two guys that'll each face the other two at the pay-per-view. It'll be very interesting. And that happens on this episode of GM Mode when we return.